Hello everyone, welcome to another video of my British Chess Championships adventure. This will be the final video because I'm covering the last round and it's a little bit uneventful, so that's why I haven't posted it on YouTube for a while, because there isn't really a lot to cover. But I was playing I believe WGM or WGM, I've forgotten, so apologies. I believe WGM. Katarzyna Toma, who's a very, very strong player. I believe she's had ratings of over 2,300, so yeah, that would be WGM. And I was white against her, so I had prepared a fairly nice line with c4, her line knight f6, knight c3, and then d5. Now this move's a little bit unusual because it is giving away a central pawn, one of your E or D pawns, for a pawn on the edge, or closer to the edge, the C pawn. So that should give white slightly better control of the centre. Therefore, after we take, now white has a small advantage. But the plus side for black is that the centre is relatively open, and with a quick development plan of knight c6, g6, bishop g7 castles, black gets their pieces out a little bit faster than white does, because both my bishops are still unable to move. So black has the activity. And I prepared g3, to which I knew she would respond g6. Then bishop g2, attacking the knight. And here we branch off into two main lines. So I had briefly covered what would happen if knight takes knight, in order to save herself, the knight. Then I would take towards the centre with the b pawn, bishop g7, and then simply continue with knight f3 and castle. And again, black does have a slightly weaker position in terms of their pawns and central control for the long term, but in the immediate case, they can quickly bring out their pieces. So the position is not too bad for black. And also sometimes they shove e5. So even though they only have one central pawn, it's exerting a lot of influence. However, it was far more likely, and in the game this happened, that she would play knight b6, which is one of the main lines. And what this does is it essentially clears the path for the black queen to attack my d pawn. So if I moved it forwards, that would go into the main line Grunfeld, if I play d4, and then we're back into tons of theory. I had prepared d3, which is the sideline, keeping it into the English opening, bishop g7, and then the rare move, bishop e3, which is recommended in the Grandmaster Repertoire series of books by Marine. And the idea here is, depending on what black does, you can play your rook on a1 to c1 onto the open file, and you can also move your queen so that the queen is on a dark square, and it's lined up with a bishop going to h6, trying to trade off black's powerful g7 counterpart. And you can still play knight f3 in castles as well. So knight c6 main line, and here I slightly deviated because you're meant to play rook c1, I think, but I played queen d2 because I thought this was more challenging. And if h6 is played, I forced a slight concession where black can't castle, and then I can play rook c1. But instead, knight d4 is played, and the idea is to play knight f5, which will attack the bishop and prevent bishop h6. And if I play bishop h6 immediately, there's always the threat knight c2 at some point. So after knight f3, my plan was attack the knight, but unfortunately for the second game in a row, my internet connection kept on flickering on and off for pretty much the whole game. So it was making me more and more uneasy, and I knew that if that kept on happening, my mental state would not be fully immersed in the chess game. So I think it was here I threw in a draw offer, and it was accepted because both of us could not win a prize or come first or second. So we finished our tournament rather lamely. And oh no, it was e5. Yeah, then I castled and offered to draw. Okay, so one move later. And this is slightly better for white, but I'm I'm not totally certain I can win this. And also, yeah, with the sort of circumstances surrounding the match, I don't think I had a very good chance, to be honest. So I'm happy to take the draw and finish my tournament performing higher than my rating. I was performing at about 2300 before the last 3 games, where there were various problems in each match. So officially on the tournament website, I think I'm performing at about 2180 or something, which is a far cry from where I was performing earlier on. But still, nice tournament, got a few wins, on paper at least. One good win with my Queen Sacrifice in round 6, and 1 or 2 losses against strong players who are performing very, very well. So that does it for the British. I'm still playing league chess matches though, which are restarting in early January. So I'm going to try and drop a video tonight on the 10th of January, which will cover my league match, which was very exciting. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye.